This is how your full post-test score improvement report will look like. The report will be same for both web and Android. The report will have 4 main sections: exam summary, score and time analysis, test taking strategy, solutions and concept-wise analysis. Click on any of the section to expand the report. This screen shows you your subject-wise score along with a summary of correct attempts, incorrect attempts and unattempted attempts. This will give an indication of any student's strongest and weakest subject. Correlate this information with his/her test attempt strategy around whether the student started with the strongest subject, time spent attempting strongest versus weakest subject. One of the biggest reasons of underperformance in tests like JEE Main is bad time management. The graph shows time management overall as well as at subject level. The time spent on subject has to be directly proportional to academic strength in that subject in order to maximize score and inversely proportional to the weakest subject. A very important element on this report is the time spent on questions that were not attempted. This basically means wasted in the exam. Time spent on unattempted questions should be as close to 0 as possible. Understanding correct, incorrect and unattempted attempts alone doesn't tell the whole story around how effective your attempts were. It's important to map speed with accuracy when looking at competitive exams like JEE Main. The graph shows a breakup of perfect attempts, high speed, high accuracy attempts. The more the perfect attempts, the better the score. Wasted attempts. Mistakes made either in panic or overconfidence. This also includes careless mistakes and guesswork. Attempts made at very high speed, zero accuracy. Wasted attempts should always be as close to 0 as possible. Overtime attempts. Attempt where you wasted time, spent more time that you shouldn't have. These can be further broken down into overtime correct and overtime incorrect attempts. Overtime incorrect attempts are the questions you should have avoided attempting in the exam. Test taking is as much a psychological battle as it is one of the academic mastery. How you go through the question paper to formulate an attempt strategy goes a long way in determining how well you score. The figure above shows x-axis is the duration of the test and y-axis is difficulty level of the questions asked. The dots in different color are questions plotted according to the difficulty level and the time at which the student first looked at them. Use this graph to check switches made between subjects. A large number of switches depict a lack of planning and nervousness in the attempt, especially in beginning of the exam. While the previous graph suggested how students navigate the paper, this graph plots the actual time of attempt made. The sequence of attempts made can be looked at through multiple filters. Always look at correct perfect attempts, overtime attempts for a student along the duration of the test, as that tells you how well was the test attempt planned. Too many mistakes or too much time wasted in the beginning of the paper sets you up for a failure. This is the final screen of post-test report, which takes you through a question by question view of how effective your attempts were and a chance to revise concepts in which you made mistakes. Click on any question to view the solution to the same and revise effectively and efficiently.